Jai Hind students. Today I'm going to discuss about the networking chapter 11 session 2. The objectives of today's are how CSMA oblique CA works, carrier sense multiple access collision avoidance works, error checking or error detection in a network, two-dimensional parity checking, checksum, and main idea of routings. These are objectives of today's session. Now, how CSMA or oblique CA works? Carrier sense multiple access collision avoidance. That is one of the method we use to detect a collision in a wireless network. There are the two situations in any networks at the time of sending a data before starting a communication. Either the node is busy or node is free. Once a node is busy, a sender cannot communicate, as simple as it is. And if the node is free, the sender can transmit the data. In case 1, that is the once node is busy. There are some methods that CSMA CA technology uses. First, it's increase the backup or wait time so that transmission can postpone for a while. Sleep as per wait time. Again wake up and go to the step 1, that is again try to send the data. Just see how a collision occurs in any network. Suppose there are two stations, two nodes A and B, both trying to send the data at same time. So as in this diagram, you can see A is also trying to send the data to the B and B is also trying to send the data to the A, and both data collide at same place and there is a collision occurs. Once a collision occurs, the both station or both nodes will be not able to send the data. Now there may be different situation for the both A and B station. In this slide you can see the value of K, that is randomly they are picking the value of A and B. A is a station, B is a station, and 0, 1 is a probability of their selecting a signal. Situation may be rise, the A can also have a 0, B can also have a 0, A can have a 0, B can have a 1, A can have a 1 and B can have a 0, and both can have a 1. Now see a situation when both A and B choose K equal to 0. It means they picked up the value 0 from this table. Waiting time for the A will be 0 into T slot, that is time slot, 0 multiplied by any time slot equal to 0, and waiting time for the B, since B also selected the 0, that's why it will be also 0. Therefore both station will transmit at the same time and hence collision occurs. This may be happening in any network. Now the another situation will be when A chooses K equal to 0 and B chooses K equal to 1. It means waiting time for the A will be 0 into time slot, that is 0, and waiting time for the B will be 1 into time slot, that is T slot. Therefore A transmits the packet and B waits for time T slot for transmitting and hence A wins. It means there is no collision. Now the another situation may be when A chooses K equal to 1 and B chooses K equal to 0. It's just opposite of the previous scenario. Waiting time for the A will be 1 into time slot, that is time slot itself, and waiting time for the B will be 0 into time slot, that is 0. Therefore the B transmits the packets and A waits for the time T slot for transmitting and hence B wins. It means in this situation also there is no collision. Now in case 2, when the nodes are free, it means the receiver node is free. In that case, sender can send a message easily and verify the proper transmission either by ACK acknowledgement method or RTS oblique CTS method. RTS is ready to send and CTS is clear to send methods. Now, in case acknowledgement method that CSMA CA uses for confirmation of the data delivery, ACK signal sent by the receiver node immediately after receiving the data, it should be reach to the sender within a specified time interval that is mentioned in the network rules. If sender doesn't receive ACK, that means transmission failed, that sender can assume and sender again or retransmit the data. In the second method that CSMA CA uses to confirm about the delivery is RTS oblique CTS method. In this method, the sender first sends a RTS signal to the receiver. Receiver, after getting the RTS signal, sends a CTS that is clear to send as a confirmation to the sender. This signal is for all other nodes also, to know that some communication is going on, so other node will wait. After getting the CTS signal by the receiver, sender start transferring or sending the data to the receiver. Once a receiver receives the data or communication and receiver sends a acknowledgement signal to the sender. Now we'll see error checking. There may be a different types of errors occurs during data transferring. There are three main types of errors that generally occurs. It may be a single bit error when a particular bit only again change its position during the data transfer. It may be multiple bit errors once a more than one bit or two bit consecutive bits change its position, it's called multiple bit error. And last one, that is a burst error. This error occurs once two non-consecutive bits change its position, then it's called burst error. These are the three different types of errors occur in any network during data transfer. Some common error checking methods in a network are single dimensional parity checking, it may be two-dimensional parity checking, or checksum. These are the three different common error checking methods in a network. Single dimensional parity checking. Now this is one of the method to check the error in a network. In this method, basically we will add a parity bit, that is an extra bit, in our original data. Now that depends on if the number of ones in the data counted as even, the parity bit will be 0, and if the number of ones counted is odd, then the parity bit will be 1. So we have to add at the beginning either 0 or 1, depend on the number of ones in the data is either even or odd. Now in two-dimensional parity checking method, a set of data being sent to the receiver end. Two-dimensional, as you all know, the rows and column of bits. It means we have a 4 sets, 5 sets, 6 sets of data, and 1 sets having number of more than 1 bits. Assume, just an example, 8 bits data and 4 sets of 8 bit data I am sending. So our columns are 8s and rows are 4. Now in this set of data is being sent, that I have told you कि sets of data will be sent from the sender to the receivers, and every data set as a single row with multiple columns. We calculate the number of ones horizontally, and we also calculate the number of ones vertically. It means you have to count how many ones are there in a rows, it means all rows, and how many number of ones are there in a column, that is all number of columns you have to check. And before sending this data from the sender to the receiver, we calculate the number of ones in rows as well as in columns, and after receiving again we check the number of ones in row as well as in column. If the both matches, then parity bit of course we are going to add. Depend on the, if the number of ones are odd, then we will add 1 as a parity bit, and if the number of ones are even, then we will add 0 as in parity bit. And after receiving, the same will be matched. If the both receiver and the sender data match with the parity bit, then the data is okay, otherwise it's invalid data. Now the third method that generally being used to check the errors in a network is checksum method. In this checksum method, the sets of data that we want to send from the sender to the receivers, we sum the number of bits. In binary we have a rules to sum the bits, like 0 plus 1 is a 1 and 1 plus 1 is a 10. 10 means 0 carry 1. After summing up the data at the receiver or sender end first, if there is an extra bit left with you, that extra bit will be added to the next data, and that data will be added to the next data. For example, suppose we have a 4 sets of data that we want to send. You just try to sum up the first and second set of data according to the binary rules. As I mentioned, 0 plus 0 is 0, 0 plus 1 is 1, 1 plus 0 is again 1, and 1 plus 1 is 2, that is 10. 10 means 0 carry 1. By this method you will add, if there is extra bit left with you at the last, then that extra bit will be added to the next set of data, and that data is supposed to be added with the fourth set of data if there are 4 sets. And whatever the summation or whatever the final figure you will get, same will be checked at the receiver end by the same sum up method that we did at the sender end, and if both sides tally or matches, then the data is okay, otherwise it's an incorrect or invalid data received by the receiver. Now the last point of today's session is main idea of routing. Now you all having some idea about the router. Router is an electronic device that we use in a network to connect our nodes wirelessly. It's called wireless router. Now routing means finding a best path in any network to send the data by the router. What router does, before sending the data from any node to any node, router try to identify the best path by which it can send the data efficiently. It's also maintain a internal table that's called routing table, where the all best path are stored by the routers. So if router has need to find a path, it may refer to the routing table that may help the router to send the data. So that is what the main idea of routing. Thank you all. I'll continue with this networking chapter in my third session tomorrow. Just have this video and the contents that I have written in the slides and try to digest it. If there will be any query or if there is any problem, feel free to ask me. WhatsApp number is known to you all. Through the WhatsApp you can ask me. Thank you all.